How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Rowdy Player One channel. I'm Rowdy, and today we are going to go over my top 10 books of 2025. This has been a up and down year for sure, but I have some absolute bangers on this list. I am super excited to go over all this with y'all because we've got a bunch of everything. We've got horror, we've got fantasy, we've got sci fi, we've got historical fiction, we've got indie authors, we've got trad, we've got some of the goats. It's got it all on this top 10. And dare I say, it might have been, even though it was up and down on if it was the best year I've ever had reading, which compared to the year before, which was my technically first year of ever actually reading, this right here is gonna it. There is a very good chance that it might be the best year, even though I took like 2.5 months off from making videos and even reading. I still ended up reading like 50, nearly 60 books this year, so I was very pleased with that. So it could have been closer to 70 if I wouldn't have, but hey, this ain't a race. Anyways, let's get right on into it. Number 10 on my top 10 books of 2025 is The Sword of Kagan by M.L. Wong. It's the only book on this list that I do not have a copy of because I actually sold it, and I've been waiting for nearly 2 years now on the special edition that I think Wraithmark Creative is supposed to have out. If it's been at least a year and a half. So, anyways, it is an incredible read. I actually did a buddy read with Kevin Toll with it, and man, I think we had a blast. It's heartbreaking. It's got really good action, and then it's basically deals with like grief and families on how the dynamics of that work and how this one, the one main character is kind of like, hey, I need you to do something, like this is it's me telling her is like, you've got to get, you've got to stand up for yourself. But that book was awesome. That was number 10, Sword of Kagan. Number 9, I was not expecting it to be as good as it was, but it ended up being Kristen Hanna's The Four Winds. I actually just finished this a few weeks ago. It was incredible. It's dealing with the late 1920s, early 1930s, kind of like the Great Depression or whatever that was going on in the middle of the country, and mainly dealing with this one woman, and like her life from where she was a teenager on what happened and up to having kids and being married, and stuff happens to them, and like they're super poor, and her just fighting her way through it, with people leaving in her life, and it it's incredible. Like, if you have not read this, I think this actually might be the, I don't know how many books Christina Hanna has. I'm not really sure, but this one might be the least popular of hers, and this is the first one I've read, and it was so good. So I cannot wait to continue on with the other books of hers. I haven't had a chance to read the others, even though they're on my TBR, but that's okay. But I ended up reading The Four Winds, and it is a top 10 book of this year for me without question. This book is awesome. I really recommend doing that, like reading that. Anyways, that was number 9. Number 8. Oh, so good. We got some horror. We've got The Clatter Man by Janelle Shiki. Urban legend dealing with this. I know she's writing book 2 right now. Oh, I cannot wait to keep reading on this. This reads like a dang movie. It's really good. It pretty gory in some parts, but Janelle, as I say, I think every time I mention her, she is the sweetest person I've ever met, especially on X, but writes some of the craziest books that I've ever read. But number 8, The Clatter Man, go read it. And they're short too. That's what I like about her books. They're not long, and you can kill them quick because they're good. Number 7 is The Fall by Ryan Cahill. This starts The Bound and the Broken, little bitty short novella. Amazing. Like, this whole book is nothing but a battle, and it's great. I mean, excellent way to introduce you to The Bound and the Broken. Very, very good. I'm on, like, I think I'm about to read the Exile, I think, coming up very soon. Looking forward to that. But this right here is fantastic, and if it's a great introductory to it. So if you like battles and you like dragons and magic, this right here is an excellent start. Would highly recommend. This is number 7. Number 6. Yes, number 6. We get into some good stuff now. Number 6 is going to be Morning Star by Pierce Brown. There is the start of this book and the way it ends blew my mind. Like, it was so great. Like, you're going through Darrow's struggles. What happens to him at the start of this book is something else. I've never read nothing like it. That it's I can't give it away because it messes up. It would mess up some part of a book 2, but this right here is nuts. And then the reveal at the end on book 3. Whoo boy, was not expecting that neither. As all the other books, there's betrayal, there's a lot of death, and a lot of craziness that happens. But Darrow is the man. All right, now we're into the top 5. Number 5 is going to be Christopher Ruocchio's Demon in White. This is the 3rd book in the Sun Eater saga, and book 1 I was not happy with. I was not a fan. Book 2 turned me around. It's like, okay, this is good. And then you get to book 3 and all the craziness that happens in book 3, and it blew my mind. I loved this book. Everything that goes on, like you're even talking about this guy right here, which is the Demon in White, and then you've got the kids here. It's crazy. You've got robots in this. It's wow. This right here is a giant space opera. So if you're into pretty chunky books, and I think he just wrapped up about 2 months ago. The whole series, it's 7 books. This is book 3. This is where I'm at right now, and continuing into book 4 in March. But Demon in White is awesome. Go read it. Okay, now we're getting to some chunkies. Number 4, Stephen King's The Stand. This book blew my mind. I was not expecting the journey that you go on in this post-apocalyptic angels and demons, the fall of humanity basically, and then trying to build back up with all these characters, and you get so just sucked into the characters, and oh my gosh, it's so crazy. Just everything that happens with them. Trash Can Man, that dude's nuts. Oh wow. And then the villain in this is fantastic. Like, I know I'm starting the Dark Tower, and I know he appears in the Dark Tower, so I'm very curious on what that all is about. But The Stand, there's a reason why it's top 3 probably best Stephen King books ever. And that's not even my list because I ain't even read that many of his. But just in general, like, this is awesome. Also, this is the unabridged version, or uncut, whatever was it say, complete and uncut edition. I recommend this. Like, I know when he first come out with it, it was like 400 or 500 less pages. But with this being 1150, I never got tired of it. Like, I was hooked from the beginning. This book is amazing. Highly recommend. Okay, now we're into the top 3. And this right here was super tough. Like, man, I was really struggling on what order I wanted to put them in, on what to do. But number three is going to be Without a Whisper by Molly McCobb. This is book two in the, what is it? Tangled Elegies duology. As far as I know, I think it's a duology. But this right here goes right. It's book two after Dark Bloom, and it's incredible. This is the arc. It comes out in February. Highly recommend reading this. If you've read Dark Bloom and you loved it, this is just as good. Dark Bloom, most people know, is my favorite indie book ever. This right here is right up there with it. It's so good. It's just it's a different beat, a different vibe to it. Like Dark Bloom gave me nightmares for a couple of days. This one makes you like fist pump one moment because you're so happy, and then just tears you down the next because you're like, oh my gosh, this is devastating. And I read this in 2 days, two or three, I can't even remember. I think it was two, but it's amazing. Like, Molly killed it again. I cannot wait to see what else she writes because both these books are just incredible. And of course, if you know, Korn is the greatest band, way better than Slipknot. I mean, it's not even a debate. Nick knows best. And you'll understand that once you read this book. But yes, Without a Whisper is number three on the list. Ooh, I really, really struggled with the next two books, and I went back and forth on which one I wanted to be number one. And I could probably, this is the order I'm going with, but I could absolutely switch it on another day. Like, they're both top tier, like in my all time top 10 books, is how good these two are. But I'm going to go number two, Golden Son by Pierce Brown. Now, obviously, Morningstar was up like number six ish. The end of Golden Son into Morningstar is some of the best writing I've ever read. Just on how this book ends, that book begins, is like a giant sequence, and it is mind boggling how awesome it is. This book has literally everything in it. I'm talking insane battles, betrayals, people backstabbing one another, people selling each other out, people just doing their own thing, and good luck, and people getting, main characters getting killed, and then the craziest out of the blue ending, like mind blowing what happens. It's something else. So this is a top three book of all time for me. Like, I absolutely love this book. So ends up being number two on the list. So if that's a top three book, then you know this number one book of 2025 is also a top three book of mine. And that's going to be Stephen King's 11/22/63. It's a chunky boy. And this is incredible. This book has kind of the opposite of Golden Son. It is historical fiction, time traveling, love story. That's basically the easiest way to describe it. Oh, and you're also trying to prevent the murder of JFK. It is something else. I loved it. Like, I'm not big on love stories, in my books. Like, that's just not really a thing. I'm not a romance reader at all. But I was hooked with the main character and what all went on with this story. It is so dang good. Like, you just there's so many plots in this thing. I mean, you've got, obviously, he's trying to prevent JFK from getting assassinated by Lee Harvey Oswald. So he's out trying to find where Lee Harvey Oswald is on certain amounts of time. But then, you've got the aspect of the time traveling. So if he goes back into the future where he's at, it's only been 2 minutes. Whether he's in the time travel back, he travels back into the 50s, getting ready for 1963, but he goes back in 1958. It happens every time, but there's only 2 minutes difference. Whether he stays 5 minutes, he stays a week, he stays 5 years, it's still 2 minutes past. But what he does in that time changes the future on where he is in present day. So this thing was incredible. The ending is awesome. Everything about this book is awesome. I loved it. And actually, audiobook this too. It's fantastic. So if you have a chance to audiobook it, I highly recommend. But it's so, so good. So, anyways, that was my top 10 of 2025. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, if you will, comment below what book, or if you've got a couple, was your favorite books of the year. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. And other than that, that's all I got. God bless.